Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about how I think James Gunn should have made a question television series instead of a Jimmy Olsen Gorilla Grodd or a Lanterns that's more gritty and grounded. So, when it comes to the whole DCU, James Gunn thing, like, he wants to create a Gorilla Grodd Jimmy Olsen show based off of his Jimmy Olsen from his Superman movie. And the one question everybody has is why? Why? Not one person asked for this television show. Not one person clamored talking about they so badly need a Jimmy Olsen show where he teams up with Gorilla Grodd and their investigative reporters. That don't make no sense. Nobody asked for this but his goofy little behind. And so, and not only that, but it's going to be very expensive for Gorilla Grodd to be CGI. I doubt they're going to put that dude in a monkey suit. Not to mention, Gorilla Grodd is a very intellectual, smart sounding person, and the actor they got to voice Gorilla Grodd never sounds intellectual to me. He's always like goofy in the movies, and it's just whatever. You know what I'm saying? The dude should sound not so much like the Ultra Humanite, but similar. You know, he should have that Shakespearean, Star Trek-ish type sound to his voice, and that actor just not cutting it. And once again, why? Then there's another project that's not his, but he incorporated in his DCU, which is now Lanterns. And this is weird because we already know he has a Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, and Guy Gardner's ring is completely different than the ring in this show. And all Green Lanterns have the exact same ring. They have different costumes, but they have the same ring. So now he's going to infuse this into his DCU. My only real major problem with this whole Lanterns thing is I don't like the idea that it has this I forgot the name of the show. Crap. Something detectives. What is it? Something on HBO. True Crime Detective or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, it's set in a small, like, country type town, you know, like, and it's very, very, very grounded, very realistic, very dark, really like gritty. True Detective, I think that's what it's called. And it's supposed to have that True Detective type feel. Now, I've never seen True Detectives. I heard it's really good. I know they have about 2 or 3 seasons under their belt. And, you know, and of course, Green Lanterns are like cops. Okay, that makes sense. But we've seen the pictures, we've seen the trailers. There's barely any green in the trailers. Everything feels very muted. Everything feels very grounded. Literally just walking around, not that much flying. It doesn't scream Green Lanterns to me. I would, if they was gonna do that, why not have it on an alien planet? Just saying, you know what I'm saying? Just have it on an alien planet. You know, make it look kind of Star Trek-ish or Star Wars-ish, you know what I'm saying? Like, make some humanoid looking aliens, some really nice backgrounds that look alien, some CGI here and there, maybe a filter, change the sky up, use a volume. If Stewart fails to save the universe, looks like movie production level, I know they can do this here, but they're trying to save money. If they really wanted to save money, if they really truly wanted an investigative reporter, if they really wanted something to be dark, gritty, and grounded, why in the world didn't they go the Christian route? The Question is a very cool and awesome character. I first saw this dude, Vic Sage, which I did not know his name at that time. And that's the question. I had to literally look it up. But Vic Sage was the first question, created in 1967. And the first time I ever saw him was in the Justice League Unlimited animated series, which he had a really cool, or two really cool solo episodes. One when he's tagging with Huntress, and then the other one, Questions Attorney, I think is called, or Authority, I can't remember what it's called, where basically he goes to kill Lex Luthor because he knows Superman will not, and he saw a video of an alternate Superman from a variant from a different world kill Lex Luthor and then become a tyrant. He didn't want his Superman to turn down that path, so he literally went to kill Luthor. Such an amazing episode. Second time I ever saw him was a cameo in the teaser of Batman the Bold and Brave and the Bold. And it was just him, I don't know, a teaser. I think he was like on an alien planet or something like that. Third time I saw him was in the Tomorrowverse animated movies, the Crisis on Infinite Earth movies and stuff. He is a detective. He is quirky, he's awkward, he's strange, he's tough. Then there is the second question, Renee Montoya. She's been in live action multiple times, but never that of the question. The male question has only been in animation. And so with Renee Montoya, of course, she was created for Batman the Animated Series, where she was just a cop, then later became a detective. In the comics, she is the female question. I don't know how she became the question, but it would be cool if both of them were on the same show. And there is a way you can do it. Now, you can either just go old school and just have the original question in his show. You know, he can just it could be like 13 episodes, no filler, just get straight to the point. Him solving crimes. Let the crimes be dark. Let it be gritty. Let it be like The Alienist. Now, The Alienist was a show I reviewed years ago. It lasted for 2 seasons. And it's about in the, I think, early 1900s. A group of kind of like PIs, investigators, detective type people. They were trying to solve these gruesome murders of little children. First 2 seasons, that's all it is. Grown people killing children and them trying to solve it. That's as dark as you can get. And it was just a good television show. And well, at least the first season was. Second season wasn't all that great, but it was still dark. And so it's based off of novels, books, and stuff like that, right? And I'm thinking to myself, why can't you just do that with the question? Why can't he just roam around town, roam around the countryside, and start solving crimes that are very dark, very gruesome, very inhumane, and he puts his detective mind to work and tries to solve them. And if you're not going to go that route, then you can at least go the route of having 2 on there. Do it like Cruel Summer. Cruel Summer is a show you can watch on HBO, 2 seasons. And each season deals with 2 different time eras. Not too far apart. And it's really good. I reviewed both of them. Go watch that. Such cool shows, right? What if you have Renee Montoya in the present day, and she is trying to solve murders and stuff, right? But she realizes something. These murders are copycats from about 60 years ago. And so she either enlists the help of the original question, who's much older now, because let's say he operated back in the 1960s, and so he's assisting her, but he's not really going along with her because he's too old, but he's kind of like a mentor kind of thing, like old Bruce and Terry McGinnis. And then we get to see flashbacks of him in the field younger with like, the different like look of the 1960s, the music, this and that. Or what if he's dead and she's reading his journals? She can do everything in the present day, realizing, hey, this is similar to murders back in the day when the original question, like, solved this stuff or didn't solve it but came close to solving it or whatever. And so when she's reading the journals, bam, we get some flashbacks. Both get equal time, a screen time, and it'll be cool. We get to see the modern day with technology and modern music. Then we flash back to the 60s with that kind of music and stuff like that and their kind of technology. That could be a banger of a show. And let's just pretend and say, hey, why not? The finale episode, the whole season of the finale can be Renee Montoya trying to prove the innocent of like the original question. Let's say he was framed for murder. He was found guilty and electrocuted. And so she's reading the journals of a dead man trying to finally solve this case and prove his innocence. I'm doing half the work for the DCU. This sounds a heck of a lot more interesting than a Gorilla Grodd Jimmy Olsen show or a Lantern show that doesn't feel like Green Lantern. Because why not make their television shows about lesser known characters and save the movie stuff for the bigger characters? And if they really wanted to, they could easily just put the question in like a cameo in one of the movies, because I think he operates out of Gotham City, I think. I'm not really 100% sure. But I know Renee does, you know what I'm saying? But seriously, if you was going to go that true detective route, if you're going to go dark and gritty, if you're going to go grounded, why not the question? He doesn't require no CGI. The only thing they're gonna have to do is make them be able to see out that mask, but that should be easy because movie masks are so much easier to look through now and stuff. And there's no CGI. It's just, old school car chases, running after people, beating them up, gunslinging, this and that. That is the cheapest thing to make. And you can get unknowns and pay them a nice salary, but not too much like a big name star. I don't know why James Gunn can't do something like that. Like, instead of like agreeing to make a Robin's movie out of puppets, a Green Lantern that now has to be connected to his Green Lantern with a completely different ring, but then make it look like it's not from a Green Lantern type show. Creature Commandos, a Rick Flag Sr. show, The Authority, and now some of those projects have been canceled. The Authority's been canceled, Rick Flag Sr. has been canceled. Who the heck wanted to see a Rick Flag show? At least a character people are a little bit like do like what the Arrowverse did. I don't care what people say about the Arrowverse. At least they introduced us to lesser known heroes that are somewhat well known but not really, and then made them household names on the TV side of things. Like that was so cool and everything. And even though, yes, the Arrowverse imploded on itself, at least they're doing a heck of a lot better job than whatever the heck James Gunn is doing. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.